welcome to Florida Mint on Florida Man with Greg, Wayne, Josh, and Cameron, the podcast where Floridians discuss the crazy but true stories that always seem to take place in Florida.
It's Florida.
We back again.
Nice. That was good.
Thank you. Oh, me or all of us?
I think he was talking to me.
Yeah, because he went kind of radio DJ.
I'll take it. I'll take that compliment, and I
Okay.
will rebuke
Pass it.
Cameron's compliment.
It's DJ Florida Man.
Oh, that sounded worse.
Yeah, it's not any good.
Redact that compliment.
It's been a good week down here in Florida.
Been a great week.
Been a great week.
Yeah, we've had some amazing stuff sent in, some headlines, some suggestions for some icebreakers.
Great communication with the fans.
You guys are forever faithful. But we want to be hooked on headlines if we could, because I have a longing to be hooked.
Well, that's what we do.
Yeah, that sounds
We hook
good.
them.
Yeah, we do.
And then we disappoint them.
That's it.
Story of my life.
My wife always says that.
So, Florida Man
Okay.
caught cruising down the interstate while
Okay.
standing out of his sunroof.
Uh-huh. These Tesla drivers, they're really getting bold.
Yeah, they're really getting just kind of sassy.
They are.
Okay.
He was driving a Cadillac.
Okay.
Oh,
This happened in Lakeland, Florida.
no.
No way.
Very local.
Yeah.
Down I-4.
Come on.
Okay.
And
nice.
so
Hold on.
picture it.
Hold on. Down I-4?
Yes.
That's like,
It's a suicide mission.
yeah, bingo.
Wait, how was he hitting the gas pedal?
Okay, so picture it.
Mhm.
70-year-old man
Oh, what?
Okay, wow.
with a Cadillac
Okay.
Well, I can picture
cruising
that in
down
Florida.
the interstate.
Yeah.
He put his car on cruise control,
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
and he is now standing with like his whole waist and up outside of the car.
Okay. No, now that I think about it, Cadillacs do have a semi-autonomous driving.
Do they?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Where they can just cruise.
So
the
maybe he
interstate.
has something there.
Uh-huh.
So why was he doing that, though?
Well,
Hold on. Why do you do anything
that's true.
you do, bro? You're 70?
That's true.
Don't
Probably
judge.
because he's driving on I-4.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Miserable.
The worst.
It is
Yeah, it
miserable.
is.
So when the cops caught up to him,
How'd they catch up with him? I mean,
I think they found him later on. Because
Okay.
I think the person that got the video was actually an off-duty cop.
oh,
It's always an off-duty cop, isn't it?
It's
though?
yeah. There's a lot of them. It feels like.
Yeah.
normally in Brazil, it's an off-duty cop.
Yeah.
So they caught up to him, pulled him over at a
Mhm.
traffic, doing like a traffic stop.
Do I even need to say it?
No.
What's the crime?
What's the crime?
Well, I don't think he cared what the crime was. He
Hey, man.
basically said, "Please, I'd rather you take me to jail
Uh-huh.
than me have to go back home to my wife."
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that makes
So,
sense.
His wife. Okay.
Yes,
So
he did not want to go back home to his wife.
I feel like they got into a fight,
Uh-huh.
and he was going home to see his wife, and he was like, you know what? I'm just gonna go to prison.
Wow.
I think that's exactly what happened.
Yeah, he didn't want
He
the
thought
argument
the fastest way to prison was.
standing out of his sunroof.
So he also said, well, this actually goes to what Josh was saying. The
I
car drives itself,
Amen. See?
and this is a quote.
Oh.
He thought it would be a nice way to praise God.
Come on.
Okay. Well, if it was only for a minute, I think the law is you can hang out your sunroof
Yeah.
for 2
Right,
minutes
as long
or
as you're
less.
praising God.
Yeah, y'all mind if I praise God?
Yeah, my praise God.
Oh,
Exactly.
that's a good clip.
Well, good for him. What did the cops say to that?
I think
They probably shook his hand,
they
let him
gave
go.
him a misdemeanor for reckless driving.
And then he had to go home to his wife.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's the real crime.
Oh, that's the trick. You act like going home is worse than jail. So you get pulled over. Whatever you do, don't send me home without a ticket. I can't.
That's
go
worse than
home
jail.
right-
Yeah.
They're like, well, this man,
Man, no.
it
We
probably
got
wouldn't be a big deal if we sent him to jail. Might as well just send him home.
yeah, let's send him home. And
They
he's like,
fell for it.
ha
Punishment matches the crime.
Yeah.
trickery.
I love it.
So that was sent in to us by a few different people.
Okay.
Cool.
But the first one, and that's the key here,
Mhm.
First one.
Right.
you got to be the first.
Okay. the
This
space
came
race.
from Amanda from Auburndale.
What's
which is
going on, Amanda?
right next to Lakeland, so super local.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
All right, so let's talk about the next one.
Yeah.
This one's a doozy. Okay,
Smooth.
this is a good story.
Okay.
Yeah, I like the segue. Okay, everyone, let's talk about the next one.
Buckle in. Florida man
Uh,
returns a missing piece of Stonehenge that he stole 60 years ago.
No way.
I assumed everybody did stuff like this.
Like chipped a piece off.
Yeah.
Back
Well-
then, you could get probably closer to it than you could today.
I mean, I have never been.
Empire State Building, chunked the piece off.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, you just for souvenirs.
Exactly.
Anywhere I go, I just cut a piece off. Take it home with me.
Got a piece off.
So he had a 3-foot
What?
piece
That's not.
of Stonehenge.
That's part of. That's like.
That's
Okay.
Stonehenge.
If you get a fistful, that's a piece. Like that's a piece of it, right?
Piece.
Yeah. If you have a 3-foot section, that's a part of the statue.
Yeah.
Yeah. So basically, Stonehenge's Florida version was in this guy's house.
Right.
Exactly. Yeah.
So there's 2 Stonehenges on Wikipedia. One in Florida.
You have to specify which one.
Uh-huh.
Parentheses.
Yeah, exactly.
Crap! I went to the wrong one again.
All right. So Robert Phillips is now 90 years old.
Oh,
Okay.
So here's the story, and I'm going to kind of sum it. It's a pretty long story here, so I'm going to sum it up. Basically, what happened in 1958, they were doing some work on Stonehenge,
Cool.
kind of trying to, get some history and try to figure some things out. Well, one of the, giant rocks, vertical stones, they're calling it, had cracks in it.
Okay.
So they drilled 3 holes
Mm-hmm.
and basically cored out 3 sections and replaced that part of, with metal to reinforce
Right.
the stone.
I'm glad you're giving us the short version.
Yeah, this is the short version.
Jesus.
They cored out a whole. So this is
Wow.
the 3
What?
foot long piece of stone that he
love
had
it.
that was cored out.
Was he there working on it?
Well,
He was there, one of the people working on it.
So
Yeah.
even if he takes it back, they're not going to pull that piece of metal out and put his stone back.
No, but
Oh.
they have a sample that they can do tests on and do some. They're still trying to figure out where all these rocks came from.
Maybe they should stop.
So they actually got this piece back, like I think 10 months ago, and haven't said anything because they were they didn't really realize how big of a deal it was, and they're actually doing work on it and finding things out about it. The other 2 pieces are still missing.
What? What were these original scientists doing? They're like, yeah, well, let's just drill into, and we'll take these samples, we'll do tests on them.
Yeah.
See ya.
Yeah. So he was part of the people that like actually drilled it, like the diamond cutting firm.
Cool.
So he wasn't one of the scientists. That's why it just kind of disappeared.
Okay.
But he was an Englishman that retired to Florida.
They do that.
He had this
Yeah, they
hanging
do.
on his wall in his Florida
Okay.
house.
Cool.
A 3-foot piece of long of Stonehenge.
What I love about it is, he told everybody.
Yep.
No one came near his house without hearing, "Hey, I got a 3
Yeah. Or do you
3-foot
want to
piece."
go see my piece of Stonehenge?
Right.
Yeah.
So the fact
They
that
thought it was a pickup line.
I just don't know how it never got back to like the Stonehenge society, whatever they're called.
Yeah, there is somebody, I forget, that kind of the caretakers. But
So what was
I
the
don't know.
punishment? Did he get in trouble for having it?
No, he didn't even go over there to return it. He sent his 2 sons.
What?
And they made a big deal. I don't think that they were mad. I think they were just happy to get it back.
At that point, yeah.
Yeah, he's 90 years old. What are they going to do?
He should have been put in prison.
Send him back home to his wife? I mean,
Okay, guys,
Yeah.
we got a big community. Let's see
Right.
if we can get this guy put in prison.
Yeah. If you guys are listening in,
start a petition.
and you're as mad as I am right now,
Oh, God.
that this guy had a 3-foot piece of Stonehenge in his living room.
Oh, man. What's the culture, the Stonehenge culture? The Moors?
Yeah.
Yeah. Man, God love them.
People have been writing in. Can I just say something? People have been writing in for the past couple of weeks and complimenting Josh and how smart he is.
I just thought that they were being sarcastic.
Yeah.
Like he's so smart.
Yeah, he's the smartest guy on
He's
the
the smartest
show.
guy around.
Because there's no like italics for sarcasm. There should
Yeah.
be like reverse italics. Let's see, if, guys. I know we got a big community.
Well,
Yeah.
every
Let's see if we can
message I've seen has the poop emoji afterwards. So I don't really know what that means.
I assumed it was just signed by that guy's like signature.
That's it. That's who it is.
Mr. Poop.
So I feel those headlines, they hooked me.
Ooh.
I'm a bit jealous though that I would have never turned that back in. I just want to go on the record.
No.
I'd
No.
have kept it forever.
You pass it down through your family.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's why I'm upset. He should have been thinking about his family.
I think step one, if you go, what am I going to do with this? You give yourself an amputee,
Right.
and now you're walking on a piece of Stonehenge.
Right.
Amen.
Your leg's a piece of, yeah, that's right. That's perfect.
Thank you.
Well, he missed the opportunity.
Yeah.
Well, guys, I keep getting requests
Okay.
for youthful stories.
Youthful
Okay.
stories.
Yeah. Now, I'm still youthful, so you mean like further back.
Yeah, way back, like half your size,
Okay.
4'9" approximately.
What kind of stories?
Well, specifically, skip school stories. They asked me, "Have y'all ever skipped school?"
Okay.
We assume you haven't because y'all are just so well rounded
Right.
Yes.
and knowledgeable and smart.
Right.
Poop emoji.
Right.
Uh-oh.
I skipped school a couple times.
Okay.
Tell us about it.
Now, my mom and dad listen, so
Please turn the radio down.
Right. If you guys are listening right now, please turn this
turn it
off. We'll let you know when to tune back in.
How will we let them know?
Flashing lights.
Flashing lights.
Okay.
So, no, whenever I was in middle school, my neighbor, Brian, he was a really good friend of mine, and we came up with this plan.
Tickle Me Brian?
Tickle Me Brian, yeah, you know him. Brian was going to tell his mom that he was riding to school with me and my mom, and I told my mom I was riding to school with him and his mom.
Classic.
That's like such a clever idea. I never thought of it.
Yeah.
Never seen that in a movie.
Both of our moms fell for it.
What?
Yeah. So we're hiding out in this like kind of walkway between our houses, and he gets this idea. He's like, you know what we should do? He was like, we should climb up on the roof.
Nice. I like it.
And just chill because we can't do that when our parents are home.
Nope.
And so now that they're gone, we're like 11. You know, we're like, let's climb up there and see the city. Let's see what happens. And so he climbs up there. He's minding his own business. I climb up and I look over the neighbor's privacy fence. And she is standing in the backyard just looking hella pissed. She's like, I don't know, like 80. And she's like looking at us. And she knows we're supposed to be in school. And I'm like, we're in big trouble.
What's her name?
I don't know, Miss Jenkins.
Okay. Oh, no, not Miss Jenkins.
Yeah.
She was your neighbor too?
Yeah. Yeah, no, so I go up there and I'm like, Brian, man, like Miss Jenkins saw us. Like,
what the H?
We're in big trouble. And so our answer to basically not getting in trouble was to just leave the house and make his mom think that, and my mom think we had been at school all day long.
Yeah.
And so we walked from my house to the middle school, which was like, I don't know.
Okay, so you went to school.
Yeah, just the wrong one.
Like 3.5 hours late.
Okay, what'd you do?
We sat in the parking lot.
Oh, this was when you were in middle school.
Yeah, we were in middle school.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's better than
we sat in the parking lot.
I thought you were a couple high schoolers that went to the middle school, which is just weird.
Well, no, the worst thing about it is we did all that, and when we got home, we still got in trouble because like she knew we skipped school.
Yeah.
But like we weren't thinking it through. We were like, oh, we just walked to school. Then she'll be like, oh, you were there the whole day. Miss Jenkins is obviously lying.
Yeah, for sure.
God, old ladies just need to mind their biz. What do I always say?
You say that all the time.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's why I never skipped school again. Just that one
Miss
time.
Jenkins.
I know I said I did multiple times, but that was a lie. I did it one time.
We won't tell.
I made great grades.
Okay. I think he's curving it now.
Yeah. Let's flash the lights real quick for Wayne's parents.
Okay. Now they're back in. Cameron, what'd you do? You skipped school?
Well,
I don't think Cameron
as a teacher, I would never condone skipping school.
You should never do
Not
that.
these
Also,
days.
any of my students that is probably listening at this point because I think they found out.
How did they find out?
Podcast,
Bro,
here.
they're like first graders, right? You always told us.
Yeah, they know how to Google things.
Oh no, kids are getting so smart these days.
Well, not them.
Get off the internet, kids.
So I did skip school.
Okay.
From peer pressure.
Confession. Obviously, I think that's everything.
Yeah, you get
age 4 to 34.
Yeah.
Yeah, you get these bad eggs in school. You kind of hang around them. Yep. They're not good influences.
No.
And they, I had that situation.
How do I
Brian talk to you in the skip school too?
Tickle me, Brian?
No, worse. I had this really bad influence. She's now my wife.
Oh my goodness.
She talked me into skipping school.
Shame on her.
I think we went out to eat like lunch. I think we just went for lunch. We didn't even skip the whole day.
Vehicles?
We skipped like certain classes.
Yeah.
Gosh,
and you got caught?
Innocent.
Well, my dad worked at that school.
Oh, brilliant.
Okay.
He was one of my teachers.
So when you just show up to class.
I was smart enough not to skip his class.
Oh my gosh.
I didn't think he talked to any other teachers.
Because that's what you think when you're in high school or in middle school. You're like, these teachers don't know each other.
That's true.
Because they all act like, they all act like
as
strangers.
a teacher, I don't talk to any other teachers.
You shouldn't.
No. So anyways, I got caught.
Okay. How did he approach you with it? Hey, bud.
Hey, yeah.
How
hey,
was
you
math?
idiot. I'm a teacher here. You don't think I'd figure it out? Yeah.
That girl's a bad influence. Don't marry her.
Did they make you graduate less?
She's going to have a baby for you one day.
I know.
Whoa. What a two.
Well, the thing about it is I know a lot of times Cameron will call and he's crying because Tara has talked him into stuff he didn't want to do. But I didn't know it had been going on that long.
It's been a long time.
That's a problem.
I know.
Goodness gracious.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
So Joshua.
Okay.
You never skipped school.
I was peer pressured into it one time, though.
Tickle me, Brian.
It tickled me, Brian. So I went to a few different schools. The last one I graduated from.
Congratulations.
That's usually how it works. Yeah.
That's not where I was ending the sentence.
Oh,
I just took a breath pause because
sorry.
you know how laborious my breathing is.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I decided I needed to go home for something, and I had my own car at the time.
Richie Rich.
Yeah.
Super rich.
And my parents were out of town.
Okay.
Nice.
On business.
So actually, a close friend at the time, we both convinced the front office that we had to leave together to go get something. I don't know how.
She sounds super cute.
Yeah, to get something heavy, I assume, for two people.
Sure. You have to carry it.
Yeah. So we went and stole my parents' sports car.
Okay.
Whoa. Super rich.
Yeah.
And went driving it around. So it was cool. It was two, high school boys
Yeah. Sounds romantic.
in a bright red convertible.
Nice.
So we spend a couple hours just driving,
Just cruising.
Right.
and then we pull up to a red light, like second red light before I pull into the neighborhood, and talk to the guard and get myself back into the neighborhood.
Right.
And from the car over, I hear, "That's your mama's money." And I mean, there was passion behind it.
Right.
I don't think it was offensive. I think it was meant to be offensive, but
right.
I'm not bothered. I wasn't bothered by the idea that two youthful teens wouldn't own a red sports car.
Yeah,
Sure,
it wasn't your money.
Yes.
It wasn't your car.
Yeah. 'Cause I don't think that's a lot of people's problem. If they have money, they're like, oh, well, this isn't my money.
Yeah, that wouldn't be my first insult.
No.
Your mama's money?
Yeah.
So this guy, you didn't know him. He was just a violent.
Yeah. No, a hobo. He actually had a wooden barrel and straps over his shoulder.
Suspenders.
Yeah.
Do you have a piece of Stonehenge?
Could have as a leg.
Yeah.
And a piece of straw and a straw hat. And he's like, your mama's money?
So I think the moral of these stories for
Don't skip
those,
school.
Don't
yeah,
skip
for those
school,
who are
kids.
asking, look, we obviously we've made some bad decisions growing up, and
Yeah, but look at us.
look at us now.
Yeah.
So
Perfect role models.
so if you want to skip school, just do it.
Just go for it.
Don't
But
listen to your parents. And when they say, "Who told you to skip school?" say 3 men in their 30s said we should do it.
I'm not there yet, by the way.
Okay, here we go.
Baby face.
Baby face.
Well, I've got a story. It's not about skipping school. That's called truancy, actually. You know that?
Why would they name it something dumb like that?
I know. But that's what it's called if you're skipping school and you get caught for it.
I'd name my kid Truancy. It's just
Yeah.
a
That's
pretty name.
beautiful.
Robert Cade was born in San Antonio, Texas.
Oh, Cam's got a great San Antonio accent.
Can you do it?
It's a San Antonio.
Whoa. That's not what I was expecting.
I felt
but
like I was there,
yeah,
being welcomed by the governor or something.
100%.
It's a San Antonio.
Sounded like you had a hat on, like a big cowboy hat. But Robert Cade was born in September 26, 1927.
Got
Yeah.
this one.
How old would he be if he was still alive today, Joshua?
I don't. I missed it. It passed me by. Cam?
I passed to Greg.
We'll let you know next episode. From a very early age, Robert took an interest in athletics. He was a pretty fit kid, but he was obsessed with doing really well in sports.
Boom. That's us, baby.
That's it. There wasn't any history of it in his family, so it's not like his dad was a coach or an athlete or anything like that. He just kind of came out of the womb and was like, I'm great at all this stuff.
Yeah. He took off running.
Well, fun fact, at the
God.
age of 12, Robert ran the mile in 4 minutes and 18 seconds.
I mean,
Okay. Well,
hasn't beat me
nothing
yet.
to brag. Yeah.
But to put it in perspective, like the average mile time, I think, is between like 7 to 9. And that's still for like a fit person.
What's the presidential fitness exam?
For the mile? I think it was like 12 minutes, 11 minutes.
It was 8 minutes.
Was
for-
it?
For a 15-year-old girl.
Oh, okay. Well, this kid did it at 12 years old. He's running the mile in
Wow.
a little over 4 minutes. So yeah, he's doing well. And plus, it's in 1940. I think it's important to mention because like training has come a long way since then.
I could beat that time on a skateboard.
Now you can, yeah, easy, easy. And by the way, for the record, Josh can ollie a skateboard in the grass. I've seen him do it.
Thank you. Finally.
You deserve-
Every episode I come in here and I go, just please tell them.
How good you can skateboard?
Please,
So good.
please.
So
or
good.
carpet. If it's thick carpet, I
He
can
can
also
do
do
it.
it. Yeah.
So Robert Cade graduated high school, and despite what everyone else thought he was going to do, he didn't pursue sports on a collegiate level. It was 1944, so he actually decided to join the U.S. Navy. His officers noticed almost immediately that he wasn't just extremely athletic, but he was wicked smart.
Wicked smart, hey?
Wicked smart.
Out of them apples.
So they made him a medic,
Okay.
and he studied pharmacy until he left the Navy in 1948.
Hold on.
Yeah.
Did he see everybody getting sun poisoning?
and then he invented sunscreen.
Boom, baby. Beat him to it.
Spoilers from like 10 episodes ago.
Episode over.
Copertones.
So he enrolled in the University of Texas following his military career, where he completed a 4-year undergraduate course in 2 years.
Okay.
Wow.
He continued his studies at the University of Texas until he completed his doctorate of medicine in 1954. So he's one of those guys.
You don't think he skipped school?
No, he definitely did not skip.
Probably not.
This guy's super fit, really
He probably
athletic.
skipped to school. Like he was so happy to get there.
You skipped school?
Yes. Every morning he's happy to go to school. So all this time, he's still kind of working out and playing sports, but he's just not doing it like on a competitive level. He's just doing it to stay fit because he's interested in it.
I can relate all day.
Sure, every day. Before the podcast, we did it.
There were lunges out in the yard.
Right. So his theory was that anyone can be an athlete, but not everyone can excel in the world of medicine while being an athlete.
What the?
Oh, so he's bragging a little
So
bit.
I think it sounds like a douchey thing to say, but I think what he was trying to say is like, I have a unique perspective. Being a doctor, he wants to help athletes.
Okay.
He wants to help athletes be better at what they do and recover faster. And
Cam, what would you say about yourself, like similar to that statement?
Everybody can sing,
right,
Yeah.
and ollie,
right, on a skateboard,
but nobody could sing and ollie.
right.
Oh my
and
gosh.
that is true. Cameron uniquely has that ability to sing and ollie.
Josh taught me how to ollie.
The one day I get my Ollie shout out, we have to bring
Cameron
Cameron's
takes it.
Ollie in it?
Cameron recorded the intro song to this podcast while ollieing in the front yard.
That's true. That's why it sounds so bad.
So Robert Cade felt that he had an insider's perspective in the world of sports medicine. He would watch people train, and then he would test them afterwards to see how their body responded to extreme physical activity.
Oof.
He wanted to know exactly what the body needed chemically in order to perform better and recover faster.
I'm just imagining the Rocky scene, like of him training.
Yeah, he's just sitting. The way I imagined it was like him sitting in a stadium with like a notepad, just watching like hundreds of kids
pass out.
run back and forth. And
then you're like, what do you need?
since he was really popular in sports himself,
Cool.
he was able to convince quite a few athletes from the college he went to basically be test dummies.
Okay. Strip down. Get on the treadmill.
That's it. Let me see what
Been
you
there,
got. Let me
done
see a
there.
jiggle, he would say.
Guys, that's terrible.
Well, I'm just saying. That's a direct quote.
Oh, jeez.
I'm kidding.
It is, though.
He would take blood and saliva samples
Phew.
from exhausted people, and then he would use the information to create chemical cocktails that allowed athletes to recover faster and play harder.
Wow.
Hey, this is TJ's blood and saliva. You're going to love it. It's a chemical.
Well, so he would
concoction.
test the bodily fluids, and then he would come up with cocktails that he would then inject into the athlete, and then have them work out some more, and they would be like, "Oh no, I am recovering faster. I feel better."
Okay.
And so he would usually administer the drugs in capsule form or with a syringe. Just to clarify, this wasn't like steroids. It was. It's like it's natural stuff.
It sounds like steroids.
Yeah, I know it does.
right up there.
But it was actually to get specific. It was a mixture of sodium citrate, fructose, and monopotassium phosphate.
Oh,
Now,
okay.
Now,
That's
not
Josh
steroids.
knows
Yeah.
what
I
all
know the
those-
chemical breakdown of
Yeah,
steroids.
yeah.
That is not
Right.
It's like close to sodium citrate's like a preservative almost.
Right, he's right on that. So sodium citrate is a citric acid.
Bingo.
So smart.
Fructose is a sugar found in fruit, and
Thanks.
monopotassium phosphate is a salt that's used as a food additive.
Josh is the smartest one on the podcast.
Well, I actually
Poop emoji.
I broke it down because I knew you guys were going to be like, sounds like steroids.
Yeah.
So
he knows us.
it's nothing illegal or crazy.
Hold on. So he would go and he's like, I got a syringe or a pill. Which one do you want?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. I never
Who
thought
would
about that.
choose the syringe?
I think the syringe is a faster acting, whereas the pill will be slow release.
Thanks,
But
doctor.
being a sportsman himself, Robert just wanted to perfect the art of medicine surrounding athletes. And so he did this for about 10 years, so much that he was basically in that community. He was like a household name.
Mm-hmm.
And so like basically across the country, colleges were kind of hearing about this guy down in Texas who was figuring out how to make athletes better at what they do.
Ooh, not
So-
using steroids.
Not using steroids.
We're like, can I just point out, we're like 10 minutes into the story and we're still in Texas.
Yeah, we're getting
That's
there.
an issue for me.
Texas
Give
is
me-
the home of the players.
Give me like 2 sentences.
Okay, 2 sentences.
In 1965,
Okay.
the assistant football coach at the University of Florida
Oh no,
Oh,
now I have an
gosh.
issue.
reached out to Robert because the team had a very serious problem. The Florida Gator football team.
suck.
The Florida Gator football team was full of elite athletes who were training on an extreme schedule. And being in the South with the Florida heat and humidity, 90% of the team was experiencing serious levels of dehydration every single practice.
Can we point out that Cam is college educated?
Yes.
And went to the rival
Florida State,
the best. Florida State University.
Oh, it's such a beautiful town.
Beautiful town. We love it up there.
Yes.
So the Florida Gators, they've got the money and the resources to basically, they said to Robert, look, you move out here and you help us solve this problem and we'll take care of you and your family, and any research you want, we're going to fund it for you.
Okay, because they're not paying the student athletes.
Well, no, but this guy is so obsessed with this already, they knew they found the perfect guy to fix their problem.
Nice.
We'll give you all the money for it.
Nobody else is going around giving shots of juice.
No, I don't think so. Not back then. So Robert relocates permanently to Florida, where he begins conducting round-the-clock research on the Florida Gators football team.
Hey, TJ, you got the 3 a.m. to 4 a.m. shift with Doctor.
Exactly. He doesn't sleep. He's got all the syringes.
Oh, Jesus.
So one thing he noticed almost immediately is that none of the players were taking bathroom breaks during the 3-hour-long practices. So that's really unusual because they're drinking a gallon of water and nobody's peeing.
Well, you just go. You don't.
Well, they weren't going in their panties.
Oh.
What was happening was he learned that they were so dehydrated they couldn't.
Oh, they would sweat their pee out.
Yeah, they were exactly.
Yeah. Thank you.
It's Florida. I mean,
you sweat your pee out.
Yeah.
It's super hot. And in fact, the players were losing up to 18 pounds during the 3 hours of practice or at games, and 95% of the weight was water weight. 18 pounds in a 3-hour game or practice.
Okay, that's insane.
That's what I'm carrying around. I knew it was something.
Yeah, it's all water weight,
You just have
bro.
to practice in full gear for 3 hours.
Yeah.
And you're good. So it's extreme dehydration, but he considered this to be an emergency. So with the permission of the players and the coaches, Robert began conducting a series of trial and error experiments on the players using a concoction of glucose and electrolytes in liquid form.
Okay.
The good news is,
So he's not sticking them.
no, they're drinking it, and it worked. But unfortunately, the players hated the taste of it.
Too salty.
The overwhelming consensus was that the liquid tasted like bodily fluid.
Oof.
What the H is
AKA
Pee-pee?
pee-pee.
Oh.
Yeah, so he comes up with this concoction, and they're feeling better, and they're recovering faster, but it tastes like piss.
That tastes like piss.
He's like, you guys are not peeing enough. Here, drink this pee.
Yeah, exactly. Trust me, I know it's yellow.
Hey, water boy.
So to make it more desirable, Robert adds citric acid, water, salt, fructose, and monopotassium, which is the chemical he was using back in Texas.
Okay.
So he kind of combines the two.
Nice.
And then his wife says, hey, why not throw some lemon juice in there? It's not going to hurt.
Oh,
So he combines all this together.
Women be tripping. They always got to have their word.
Come on now.
So basically, the results were astounding. And very quickly, colleges from all over Florida were talking about Robert Cade's drink, which everyone was calling Cade's Cola.
Sounds super cute.
Yeah.
Sounds delicious.
So according to the Florida Gators football team, the name Cade's Cola wouldn't fit. So in 1967, the name was officially changed to Gatorade.
Pardon, can we get a count on the letters of Cade's Cola versus Gatorade?
Cade's Cola is CADES, 9 letters.
Okay.
Gatorade is GATORADE, 8 letters. They're right.
Oh, below.
Gatorade
It
better.
wouldn't fit on what?
They are right.
My banner?
Yeah. So that same year, Gatorade was used in its first large event ever. It was the official drink at the Orange Bowl, and when the Florida Gators defeated Georgia Tech, they gave Gatorade all of the credit. So basically, in that game, they were behind like 3 touchdowns at the halftime.
Wow.
They come back, they smash them, and then in the post-game interviews, they go, it's all Gatorade.
How's this not been a movie?
Right. So there's this huge, remember the Titans? Minus all the drama, plus a good drink.
That was real life, bro. Don't just minus the
It was
drama.
boring. I
Hey,
give it 2 brains.
You are not certified to give out brains.
No,
I'm
bro.
sorry. But pretty soon, it was a nationwide phenomenon. Robert Cade patented the formula, and he offered all the rights to the University of Florida in exchange for the university's backing of production and marketing of the drink.
Well, of course they would market and back it.
Well, they start basically negotiating, and they come to like a 60-40 split.
Okay.
The university used their share of the profits to invest in kidney research and other athletic health projects. And as of 2007, the University of Florida has received $150 million from its share of the Gatorade royalties.
That's it?
Wait, they are still getting royalties?
They're still getting, they are, but I thought it would be more as well.
Yeah.
But they're only
I assume
getting,
they were basically owners of it. So who's getting it?
Pepsi
Cade's
bought
Cola?
it out.
Oh.
So I think since
but they
Pepsi
kept
bought
it
out Gatorade, I'm not sure, they probably
okay.
they renegotiated somehow, and then there's
And then Coca-Cola owns Powerade.
that's it.
gross.
Yeah.
Don't even speak of Powerade. And then if you work in a warehouse where they buy you cheap drink, they buy you Quench.
Is that what it is? Oh yeah.
It's terrible powder, and it's so in chunks it doesn't disintegrate.
So Robert Cade never publicly shared how much he made from it.
Okay.
But obviously it was, quite a bit. But Gatorade is now owned by Pepsi, and it's sold in 80 countries in over 50 various flavors. And in November of 2007, Robert Cade passed away, and Governor Rick Scott at the time spoke at his funeral, and he said that he was a very influential Floridian and one of the greatest men he ever met. And so basically this guy single-handedly changed the world of sports.
With beverages.
Well, and I think now knowing what we know, it's kind of, I'm not even, why would I know this? But I'm just saying, like, I know that electrolytes is important when you're running or working out, and I'm no expert.
I know the word. It sounds like a word that Cade made up and then said, you're losing electrolytes. I have electrolytes.
In this bottle.
Boom.
Yeah.
I'm going to sell it to you.
Yeah.
But yeah, so his love and passion for sports and athletics, and then, combined with medicine. He invented Gatorade.
I mean, not. It takes a unique person to know sports, medicine, and be athletic.
Not a lot of people can do that.
Not a lot of people.
It's
So what you're saying is the Gators couldn't win on talent. They didn't have the talent.
Oh,
Wow.
They had to
They had
have
to use a
fighting
special
words.
liquid.
They had to have magic juice.
serum.
So
to get
listen,
through.
this week on social media, if you're a Gator
Uh-oh.
fan,
Don't call
You
it.
And-
can just unfollow us.
and now you hate Cameron, just remember that Josh, myself, and Greg,
Yep.
we don't even like football.
No, I went to University of Florida. Wayne went to University of Miami. So it's just we're all here as family.
We're all here as family.
Wayne likes football.
That's
Oh,
it.
He
Yeah,
does.
not
Yeah.
football.
I went to the University of England. But
God bless 'em.
it's been a good week. We love you
Yeah,
guys.
yeah, we got a lot done.
Thank
Yeah.
you for sending in all of your suggestions, the headlines, the quiz questions,
Man,
the
it's
movie
been-
reviews. You guys are just insanely friendly, and we love it.
Yeah, keep listening.
And if anybody has those other two pieces of Stonehenge,
Goodness.
keep them. Do
Yeah,
not
keep
give
them.
them back.
You know, if you see a double leg,
There you go. You almost got it.
double leg amputee, but those are like just 2 columns of stone. You just take those back,
Take 'em
steal
back.
them from that man.
Put them in your house.
Yes,
He'll figure it out.
he's gotten this far.
For sure.
FMOFM.com is our website.
FMOFM.com.
FMOFM podcast is our social media handle. We love you guys. Thank you for tuning in.
Be blessed.